Hello, my name is Emmeline and I live in an off-grid cabin here in the Arctic. During the summertime, I travel around with Congo, my little minivan, and explore northern Norway, and sometimes I visit Sweden and Finland too. I forage wild mushrooms, wild herbs, a lot of berries, and different plants that's growing here in the Arctic. I also have a small garden outside the cabin, and I experiment with growing different things here in the Arctic and how to preserve them for the winter. During the winter it's very dark, but we do have moon, stars, northern lights, and I use the opportunity to study more astrology. I have been doing some dream journaling, so I will tell you a little bit about what I discovered and how I use it, and how I find it helpful. Neptune is, among other things, the planet of dreams. And Neptune is now in Pisces, in its own sign. If you have ever been wondering about starting a dream journal, this period from now until the 26th of January is profoundly helpful for doing just that. Neptune is now in its own sign, the sign of Pisces, and Neptune is the planet, the great planet of dreams. Neptune is now stationing direct. If you are looking into doing some dream journaling, this moment in time is the perfect time to start. I did some research on dream journaling for this episode, and I will link my references and sources below. Neptune is now stationing direct in its own sign of Pisces. When a planet stations direct, its powers are stronger. It's just at the last degree of Pisces, and that makes it even more powerful. And through Pisces, the power of Neptune are perhaps the strongest we will experience. There are many ways to experience Neptune through our natal charts. If you have Neptune conjunct one of your personal planets, or if you have a lot of planets in the sign of Pisces or the 12th house, you have a natural connection with this planet. A planet in the last degree or the first degree of a sign, that's the time we can more easily connect to it and recognize it in ourselves and in our own lives. So if you feel called to it, I would recommend starting a dream journal right now, unless you already have one, of course. If you already have one, this could be a very good time to focus more on that, to take into ourselves the help Neptune can offer. I have been doing some dream journaling myself, and I found it to be interesting and very helpful. While dream journaling, I focus on writing down the main themes of the dream. I write down who the main characters are, and I write down objects in the dream and the feelings I have in the dream, how I feel about it. It's actually good to write down every detail you can remember. This will help you later when looking back into the dreams. I noticed something interesting. I have, for the last year, I have been dreaming a lot about snow. And even though I'm not sure what snow means, what it represents, I found it interesting to write down, and I wasn't even aware that I had so many dreams with snow. It's not until I started looking back in my dream diary that I noticed how many dreams there were with snow. And I noticed something interesting as well. In the beginning, the snow was a hindrance to me. It was covering things up, I couldn't find them, it was slowing me down. But then some things started to change. At some point, in some dreams later, the snow was a help to me. I was falling, but I didn't hurt myself when I fell because I landed in deep snow. And recently, I had a dream where the snow was starting to melt and it was opening up. Isn't that interesting? I'm not even sure I would have noticed this if I didn't kept a dream journal. Number 1. Set an intention before you go to sleep. Tell yourself, I want to remember this dream. Number 2. Record your dreams before you get out of bed. Dreams can be very elusive and strange. After several days alone in the Swedish woods, strange things start to happen. I approach a crossroad, but I have no idea where I'm going. The road I'm driving on turns into a railroad track. But sometimes the strangest thing is that dreams can be real. In the film, it's actually real life me driving the car in Sweden. But it would have made more sense if it was a dream. So strange driving around on the gravel roads in the deep woods of Sweden, and suddenly the road disappears and turns into a railroad track and over a bridge. Well, I did know something about it, but not before I came there. It is a little known tourist attraction, so if you would like to, you can go there and drive your car on the railroad tracks. Sometimes it's difficult to remember dreams. If you start by assessing your feelings and then write down what you are thinking of, the dreams might reveal themselves to you. Find your way to do it. Trust in your intuition and do what feels practical and helpful for you. When professional dream analysts work with dreams, they often focus on main characters. I was dreaming about a young girl. Emotions. She looked so restless where she was sitting. Actions. She stood up, left the party, and walked into the woods. And objects. She started dancing in the snow, and the snow melted around her. Writing a journal is not the only way to record dreams. You could use a voice recorder, your phone. You can even draw paintings and pictures instead of writing. There are several different ways to do it. Let's have a look at the value you can get from your dream journal. A dream journal can help you identify your mental state. For instance, if you are going through a period of stress, if you have anxiety, or some other issues, a dream journal can be very helpful. It can also be helpful if you're seeing a therapist. Many therapists know some things about dreams and can use them constructively in aiding you to get better. Dream journaling can also be used for solving problems. If you have some issues that you're stuck with, it can be one way to work through them, to think about the problems you're having when you're going to sleep, and then let your subconscious work on them. I was reading some interesting studies about this subject, so I think there is a lot more about it on the internet if you are interested. It's also interesting to look into interpretations. What does this mean? What these objects and things? And I would say the net is full of interpretations. Some I find useful, some I find more or less harmful, and I would not recommend. And I think the main issue if you're starting to look into interpretation is to follow your own heart. A different object and different things can mean different things for us. And listen to your feelings and what your intuition tells you. And then you can search the net for numerous takes on interpretations, and they can give you some clues, and even if they're not spot on what you're thinking about, it might nudge you in the right direction and help you to move forward with your dreams. It can also be useful when you reflect on your dreams to look into 3 different aspects. One thing to ask yourself is this dream about something from my past that I need to work through or recognize or let go of? Is this dream related to something personal, something about myself, who I am? Or is this dream about something that's happening in my life around me now? If you made it all the way to this part of the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. I love to make these little films while I study and learn myself, and I would love to hear from you as well. Is there a subject that interests you especially? Feel free to get in touch, and you can drop a comment on the video, and I would always appreciate likes and followers.